Hello, it's Nicolette, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my personal obsessions, which is French skincare. Specifically, French skincare for sensitive skin. And even if you don't have sensitive skin, these products are still fantastic. Like some of them I included on my general French skincare routine video or French skincare recommendations videos. I was literally born with sensitive skin. Like no joke, I apparently popped out of the womb and the doctor was like, this girl has sensitive skin. And you know what? He was right. So I have been on a lifelong hunt for the best products for sensitive skin, and French skincare has so many fantastic options. So I'm gonna go into specific brands that you should look for, specific products, and I'm breaking it up by category. So moisturizers, face washes, eye serums, face masks, the whole deal. I've got you covered. Before I even get into specific products and categories, I wanted to talk about general French brands that I have found work really well for sensitive skin, or brands that have a ton of offerings for sensitive skin. The number one brand for me is Bioderma. Bioderma has literally an entire line specifically geared towards sensitive skin. So anything from that line from Bioderma is fantastic. My number two pick would probably be Avène. Avène also has products that are very soothing. They have very soothing qualities and are safe for sensitive skin. The third choice would probably be La Roche-Posay. They have a lot of fantastic products that are super clean, super simple, and work really well for sensitive skin. Now, if you've watched any of my other skincare videos, you're probably like, where's Caudalie? Okay, Caudalie is like my obsession. It is my number one favorite French skincare brand. I use so many Caudalie products, but I'm not including them on the general brands, like go-to brands, because there are so many products that they have that I would consider a little too harsh or too complex for really sensitive skin. I'm actually going to include several products from them on this list, but if you're just like going into a French pharmacy and you're going towards a brand, I would gear more towards Bioderma, Avène, and La Roche-Posay as the sections you want to look for products in. Okay, now let's get on to the specific product recommendations. This might not be a part of your skincare routine, but in a French skincare routine, very much so. Mists, toners, they seem kind of weird and magical and like, are these even gonna do anything? But I found they do. So whether this is a sensitive skin video or a general skincare video, I'm always gonna include this as the starter. This is my go-to, the Caudalie Eau de Beauté Beauty Elixir. I know I literally was just talking about how like Caudalie is not the brand for this video, but we're starting the video off with Caudalie. Literally number one word here is soothing. So it's supposed to just like soothe your skin. It helps with giving you like a little glow. And this is the first thing I spritz on my face in the morning. The other product in general, specifically for sensitive skin, I would recommend is any thermal water, eau thermale. This is from La Roche-Posay, but Avène also has them. I'm sure there are so many other brands that carry thermal water because it is super popular in France. I was a little confused on what in the world this was when I first saw it, and I'm still a little confused. It has like some minerals in it. It's like fancy water, and you spray it on your face. If you're like going to the gym or you're traveling, just keep it in your purse and spritz it on. It's super refreshing, but it also has soothing, calming properties in it. So it's gonna soothe irritated or sensitive skin. And you know, even if it didn't do anything, it's just nice to like spritz it on your face, honestly. I only use face washes in the evening. I do not use them in the morning. In the morning, I'm just splashing my face with water and then spritzing it with a toner before putting on my moisturizer, sunscreen, all that. But actual face washes, I only use in the evening. Currently, my go-to moisturizer is the Avène Milk Cleanser. This is super simple, soothing. It is actually a makeup cleanser and moisturizer, makeup cleanser and face wash in one. So you get 2 for 1. If you don't want a milk cleanser, if for some reason you don't like that texture, I would go with the Bioderma Sensibio foaming gel cleanser. So this is from that pink sensitive skin line, and this is just the very basic, simple foaming cleanser. I personally don't use this. I think I've used it once or twice in the past, but I am just going with the Avène one. I like it, but this is a great choice as well. Okay, now we're going on to what is like weirdly one of my favorite categories, which is moisturizer. There are so many fantastic moisturizer options, and I also feel like it's something that you can easily switch up. Like I've tried so many different moisturizers, and it's fun to figure out like which ones work the best with my skin, which ones look the best. So yeah, I've tried so many different moisturizers. I used to use the Bioderma Sensibio, like this very specific, super light one. And I don't know, like it disappeared from pharmacies. I don't know if they discontinued it. So I had to switch up moisturizers. And now every day I use the La Roche-Posay Sensitive Cream. This is just a fantastic, basic go-to moisturizer. There's no weird, crazy stuff in here. It is a simple moisturizer. It always leaves my skin super hydrated. It looks really nice and smooth on my skin. You can use this morning and night, and it is a great choice. You could just buy one moisturizer, and this is it. You're done. If you have problems with redness, there are moisturizers specifically for that. This winter, for some reason, I suddenly had a lot of problems with redness on my skin. In general, my face usually can very easily get red. It's probably red right now. So that's just a problem I deal with. But for some reason, this winter, it was like extra red. So I went to the pharmacy and this woman recommended Avène Anti-Rouge. This is for the morning. This has SPF 30 in it. So you get a moisturizer and sunscreen in one. It's a little weird, but like it's green. And that green coloring is going to offset the redness in your skin. And it also just has soothing properties to it. It's not gonna like completely disappear and make your skin not red at all, but it will actually make a visible difference. My final moisturizer recommendation is what I call the bougie moisturizer. I don't have a tube with me to show you. I just have like a sample packet, but it is the Vinosource Hydra Crème Sorbet Hydratante. I kind of call this my fancy moisturizer because it's like, I think it's like $36 for a small container of it. So this is not an everyday thing. I usually use this when I'm like, ooh, going on a date, you're gonna put on the fancy moisturizer. Going to a party, you're gonna put on the fancy moisturizer. I don't know, if $36 for a tube of moisturizer is fine, go for it, because this stuff is amazing. Super moisturizing, and it just leaves my skin like glowing and smooth. It's beautiful. I feel like in the past I've used serums that were probably too harsh for my skin or for people with sensitive skin in general. So I don't have a lot of recommendations that I have personally tried and used. In this case, I would gravitate towards those brands, towards Bioderma, Avène, La Roche-Posay, and look for options there. But the two I have used that I can recommend, the first one is just a general hydrating serum, and it is by Bioderma and is the Hydra Bio serum. This is just like hyaluronic acid. It is super, super moisturizing, super clean, super simple, and you just put it on your skin before your moisturizer. It gives it kind of like a thirst quenching bit of moisture. In terms of face oil, one that I have started using recently and like is the Caudalie Vinosource Hydra. This is, I believe, the same exact line as the fancy moisturizer I was talking about. So this I started using when I was looking for products that might help with reducing redness. Rose is something that is great for like sensitive skin and reducing redness, and this does have rose in it. It also has grapeseed and jojoba oil, is that how you pronounce it? Please someone correct me in the comments if that's not correct. Obviously, because this has like more ingredients, this would be something that if you have super sensitive skin, I would definitely test it like behind your ear or in your wrist before you cover your entire face in this. But overall, I am really liking this one. In general, if you have sensitive skin, you want to be careful of masks. I know personally, I can't just go do a Glam Glow mask, right? That's going to leave my face like super red. I have done it before, was not pretty, because those masks are harsh, you know, they're strong and they're great for some people's skin, but if you have sensitive skin like me, you're not going to want those kind of masks. You're going to want something a little simpler a little quieter, a little soothing, or soother. Okay, you get what I mean. I have 2 recommendations for face masks. One is gonna be just a general hydrating mask. So this is like the Bioderma serum that I mentioned, but in mask form. If you don't wanna be like applying it as a serum, you can just do it like once or twice a week as a full-on mask. They say like after 10 minutes, like wipe off any excess, but I've usually found that it just fully like dissolves into my face and I don't really need to wipe it off. You can also put it on your neck. So yeah, this one is lovely. It always leaves my skin feeling super soothed and hydrated. If you want to do something with a little more like getting dirt out of your pores, I would go with the pink clay mask from Cartier. I don't know how to pronounce that. They have multiple types of clay masks. They have like green clay, white clay. They all have different properties, but the pink clay is specifically for sensitive skin. It's not gonna be as harsh as their other clay masks. So if you do want to do kind of more of like a detoxing, like mask night, I would use this one. Do not use this every day. Like this is like a 1 to 2 times a week thing. With exfoliators, I am including this category with a caveat in that if you have really sensitive skin, you do not want to be exfoliating all the time. Just honestly, anyone, you shouldn't be exfoliating all the time. Like, yes, you might feel like your skin is super smooth afterwards, but that's because you're like getting rid of a lot of stuff that actually is, you know, can be healthy to have. I personally only do an exfoliator, I'd say like once a week. And when I do, I use the Caudalie exfoliator. I bought they have like 2 types of exfoliators. They have their normal one, the deep cleansing exfoliator, which is this one. And then they have one that's for more sensitive skin. I was using that one. And then I was like, I want something like more heavy duty. And I got this one and it is more heavy duty. But if you have sensitive skin, I would say start with the one below this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of recommendations for eye cream. Personally, I just use the Avène Refreshing Eye Contour Care. This is great. I have had absolutely no problems with it. I feel like it's doing something to my under eyes, something positive. Yeah, this is kind of my go-to. The holy grail and most important thing, I think, in your skincare routine is sunscreen. My go-to #1 all-time favorite sunscreen is La Roche-Posay 50 plus shake fluid invisible. Yeah, this is just fun to like shake before you put it on, honestly, but it is super light and it blends effortlessly into my skin. It gives me honestly like a really smooth glow. I feel like even if this wasn't sunscreen, like if this was just some kind of moisturizer, I would put this on every day. I do put this on every day because it just makes my skin look nice. Your lips are on your face, they're part of your skincare routine. My absolute go-to is the Nuxe Crème de Miel. This is just like a thick balm that you put on your finger and apply to your lips. I have tried so many different products for your lips, even ones that literally said they were for sensitive skin, and for some reason, my lips would be super dry the next day after using it. I don't know why, but this is the only lip product that I have used that has not given me that problem and actually hydrates my lips. If you are like a hardcore militant vegan, this is not vegan, it has honey in it. Crème de miel, miel is honey in French, so this is literally a honey lip balm. Vegans, I'm sorry, this cannot be added to your skincare routine. Just wanted to note that. If you enjoyed this video and want to watch other skincare videos I've made about additional product recommendations, my daily skincare routine, I'm gonna link those somewhere here, as well as in the description of this video. I do a lot of videos about French skincare, learning French, life in France. So if that sounds of interest, hit subscribe. Au revoir.